Good evenings, ladies and gentlemen of Risen Mythical. It's fall 2024. It's week 4, and we've got Gentle Hearts Gaming versus Paradox. We've got Hummus, we've got Go for Reno, and we should have a really, really good matchup tonight.
We'll see if Gentle Hearts Gaming are able to continue their undefeated streak. They are currently 3-0 in the league, so feeling good about themselves and able to maintain that since just 5 weeks of the regular season, if I remember correctly. So a win here means they're much more likely to get that 5-0. Well, it's impossible to get the 5-0 if you lose here tonight, but hey.
Gentle Hearts Gaming does have quite a few notable names on its roster, which you know they're notable if I know them because I've only been Mythical for a split. Got Revnot on the top, Jim Cantori in the jungle, Yarg in the support, Paradox. For me, a little bit more of an unknown squad. Do you recognize any of them there, Go Farino?
Uh, I forget the entire roster. I did some searching before the game, and then I kind of forgot. Their sub I do recognize. They're a common face around Risen. If I saw their name again, I'd be like, yeah, it's them, but I forgot. Either way, though, we'll see. Should be a fun time tonight. We do have the draft flow link, and with the transition, I think that means we're starting soon, hopefully.
I think so. Gentle Hearts Gaming, as the home team for this matchup, got side select for game 1, opting for the red side. We know that that means that they're going to be looking for that round 5 counter pick. But while we're waiting for draft to get in here, what do you want to see prioritized for Paradox here with their round 1 pick?
Um, because the meta's still kind of a little up in the air. Since things are still solidifying from the 13.19 changes. Amumu's doing pretty hot in the jungle. That Yone that's been taken off the board has been doing pretty decently. I know people are complaining. I mean, it has that super high pick rate in pro play right now at Worlds and still doing strong this patch, but it's on the bruiser build, so they're trying to buff the crit builds. And yeah, we'll see what the prio is here. Because I feel like we're still going to see the ADC first pick here, unless there's something turbo broken that gets through for one of the solo lanes.
Potentially Aurora, Ari, and Oriana taken off the board as well means that we have seen 4 mid laners banned here in all 4 bans. And that's... I knew that with the nerfs to the ADCs in the mid laners were becoming more relevant. I didn't realize they were this relevant in the meta. Skarner ban coming through as well. Who knew mid laners were this good?
Yeah, because in general, the AP items, their burst, pretty damn high. It was only taken down in the patch that came out yesterday, I believe, when it went live. It might have gone live this morning. Either way, though, like Storm Surge, well, mostly Storm Surge, Luden's too, kind of. Like, there's just so much free burst on those items, is helping out the champions a ton. It's going to be the Wukong priority here, interestingly enough, for Paradox. Strong flex champion, most likely jungle, though. That's where we see it 90% of the time, but there's that occasional time where you do still see the monkey in the top lane.
Indeed, we'll see where the monkey ends up going. And as always with the monkey looking for, well, it sounds weird to say, but duplicate monkeys. The answer for Gentle Heart's going to be the Ivern locked in, most likely into the jungle. And if you want to talk about supporty feel-good jungles, Ivern's kind of the top of the list.
Yeah, and if this Jinx gets locked in too, it means Gentle Hearts Gaming can have a very strong backline here. The Kog'Maw has been popping up ever since the 13.19 changes. I haven't seen the Void Caterpillar too much in the 5v5 sense, but has been popping off in solo queue relatively well. Between that and the Jinx, either way, it's going to be a well-scaling backline here, combined with the Ivern, potentially with a Enchanter support as well. I'm still leaning towards the engaged support here, especially the Ivern jungle. Just having the engaged support is very handy unless you want to draft full disengage, which that is an option here too if Paradox wants to go for a very heavy engaged composition.
Could be. We'll start to see these comps firmed up a little bit as the next couple picks come in. And as the Nico gets hovered, there's going to be a Nico. I'm so excited Nico is back in the meta in pro play here as well. And if you want to talk about burst damage, the root going through everybody into the Pot Blossom, not the Pot Blossom. It's a little one. Well, also the Pop Blossom, but that can really hurt, especially when paired with a Storm Surge.
Yeah. Yeah, Nico definitely heavily benefit from that. Also a flex to support here if we do so choose. Like I'm probably not going to be a flex to support here, but hey, was an option there until we saw that lock in. Does mean though the ADC pull might get a little pinched here to stop some picks that can deal with the Jinx or pressure the Jinx in lane here. Something like the Callista, who puts very heavy pressure on down pairs well through Renata Glass. Yeah, it's something that might be taken off the table here. We'll see what Gentle Hearts wants to prioritize here. They could look lock in their support here and leave their solo laners for second phase. Although it could be a little bit worrying here with how many mid laners have been banned. The Blind LeBlanc, a little bit surprising.
I mean, I don't think it's a blind LeBlanc because it would be into the Nico in theory, right?
Yeah. Yeah, in theory. Okay, I meant more so into like
Oh,
you
into
don't
the
know
end.
how
Yep.
much CC might be coming out from the enemy team because we've seen it a few times at Worlds where the LeBlanc gets picked. It can pop off really hard, but if there's like one form of point and click CC on the enemy team or just one very instant quick snap CC, the champion just gets very hard stuffed. Thankfully, with the Wukong locked in, you probably don't have to worry about one of the premier ones being that Maokai jungle. And the Renata plus Nico, they are skill shot dependent. Do still have to worry about what could potentially come out in the top lane or jungle if it is the Wukong top flex here.
Indeed, Ziggs Urgot getting banned means, I mean, we are starting to see that ADC pool for Paradox pinched just a little bit like we were anticipating. Paradox rewarding Gentle Hearts with the top lane bans. And I mean, I think it's almost interesting because I'm so used to ADC support getting picked when you have the double. So first, second pick for red side, second, third pick for blue side. That is fascinating to me that we have this question mark in the ADC rollers, question mark in the support. Olaf going to be the final banned away means that they are expecting for that Wukong to end up in the jungle. And as we head into the second phase of picks, I'm interested to see where these comps end up.
Yeah, I'm expecting support lock in here. I'm still leaning towards an engage support here. Does also pair well with the LeBlanc, and it gives you a little bit more freedom in the top lane here. Because if you pick an enchanter support, you're gonna need something in the top lane that can bring some form of engage, and that does obviously just pinch the pool just a little bit here. And engage supports you can kind of splash into everything. So I'm expecting something. Okay, yeah, Alistar is definitely an option here. Nautilus was not taken off the board, I believe. Yes, that also was an option, but opting for the cow instead.
I think, from what I've gathered, Alistar is a more lovable option than Nautilus these days. Not surprised. There's a lot that Alistar does really, really well. The Gnar hover from Paradox means if it gets picked, it's going to be the blind Gnar. It was always going to be a blind top lane, of course, but
Yeah, and the Gnar fairly safe when it comes to being blind picked. You know, just due to the fact that you have the range, you have kind of neutral matchups across the board. There are some that are hard stuff here that I can't really remember too well off the top of my head. I think some of the ADC top laners, if you really want to lock in the Vayne top here, I wouldn't be feeling that one too hard, but hey, if you do really want to just hard count at the top side, and Ashe making it this far through the pick and ban, definitely interesting. Not typically you see the B5 Ashe here, but that will be a locked in, give you some nice extra form of long range engage here for your team.
indeed. And as we wait for that final counter pick top side to go in, I would ask you what we'd be looking for, but like you said, you don't necessarily remember the matchups. The Vayne, I'm gonna eat a hat, but it's they're gonna leave it to the very last second here, and it's gonna be the Mordekaiser into the Gnar. Okay.
All right, because I'm wondering what the Mordekaiser does here. I think it has a bit of trouble into the Gnar early on. Once you have the Rylai's, though, I think the matchup is much more manageable. I'm just wondering what the Mordekaiser is going to be doing in fights. If you're going to be trying to ulti the Nico or the Wukong here before they can get their ultis off respectively, or just take the Gnar out of the fight. Because I think it's going to be a little bit hard here for the Gentle Hearts Gaming top lane to really access the backline if you're having to run through a Renata Glask.
Absolutely, we'll be looking to see how that Death Realm comes into play. As you're looking at these comps, we talked a little bit about the engage versus all of that. How are you liking the comps now that they're put together as a whole?
Um, Gentle Hearts, it's definitely kind of clear that there are a lot of eggs in the Jinx basket here, and they're going to be looking to have that champion skill one up here. Um, on the other side, though, for Paradox, it's very team fight oriented composition here. Like, you want to get the Nard to get a nice TP in, you want to get a nice Cyclone slash Pop Blossom combo, and then hopefully you're just able to go to town with the Ashe DPS there to finish it on out.
All right. You know what I'm about to ask you, Gopher. You've given your thoughts on the comps, how they work, how they don't work. And now it's time to put a little bit of a bet on the line. Who do you think is going to take it coming out of draft for game one here?
Um, I'm kind of leaning towards Paradox a bit here because they should be able to influence the map a bit more early on, and I think like they have a very straightforward comp. I'm wondering how the Gentle Hearts gaming composition is going to realistically come together in team fights, but yeah, slight edge to Paradox here in this first game.
Alrighty. It seems like there's a little bit of a delay getting towards client side draft. I'm gonna be honest with you, Gopher. I don't have much else to talk about as we head towards game one here. Do you have anything else you want to highlight?
No, well, we're good to throw it a break here.
All right, then with that, we will send it to a quick break. When we come back, we will have game number 1 of week 4, where Gentle Hearts Gaming looks to remain undefeated and a dominant force on the season. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Keep moving on. Keep moving on. And they say I have a grim sense of humor.
Awake to my voice.
What's poppin'? We're back. It's Paradox, it's Gentle Hearts Gaming, it's Hummus and Gopherino, and it's game 1 of week 4. And that's about all the excitement I got for the first minute and a half, because, well, first minute and a half of a League of Legends game is normally pretty boring.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes there's a little bit of spice here. But I was really even pushing up for too much vision here. I see one Warden River that was placed by the Gentle Hearts Gaming jungler, Jim Cantor. And Yarg does have a sweeper here. So if they see some vision placed down themselves, they can clear that out. But yeah. Other than that, looking to see how the team's set up here. Doesn't look like there's going to be any lane swaps here, and both junglers starting on opposites, well, the same side of the map here in top side. I wonder if that means we're going to see some early gank spot. Typically, though, here as the Wukong, though, for Jungle Nightmare, you kind of want to power farm up to that 6, and you don't have the best setup in these lanes unless there's a Meganar or unless you get a very nice Nico snare.
Indeed, we will watch how that develops throughout the game. With that, though, the seconds are ticking, and notably, Jungle Nightmare moving down to the bot side of his map means they will both, well, they'll be mirroring each other? I forget how to make that word work. They're starting on the same kind of buff. So one will end up bot and one will end up top. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, opposite sides of the jungle, mirrored. I've heard different things, yeah. The asym... I think it's asymmetry of League. Kind of leads to weird things like that sometimes. And ooh, that is a lot of harass coming down here on Kami. I think that forces out a sum. Okay. It's gonna
yeah,
force
that's a
out...
barrier.
Yeah, that's a
Ash?
Yowgers.
Ash? Poke. Oh, the ignite, the
kill.
flash is first blood for Death Victim. Yarg burning as well. Shouldn't burn all the way down. But did get both of Cammy's summoners. Got rewarded with the flash there as well.
Yeah, and All-Star level 1, kind of a non-existent champion unless you want to commit the Flash Pulverize, which is an option here, but with a level 1 Jinx, it's not the best burst, and Death Victim and Kane just more than happy to run him down here, get the Ashe slow. I believe Kane also landed a handshake there, or they might have leveled up the E first. I think it's typically what you level first for a lane, unless you're looking for an all-in, which technically did happen, but I don't remember which ability they're using there.
They're using one of them. I got this. We're play-by-play. I can safely say they are using their abilities. On the top side of the map, going a little rough for Revnon when Alex is in Meganar. Oh, it kind of works, though. Presidium and Beta trading back and forth. Presidium running Electrocute, Beta running Arcane Comet means there's a little bit of uniqueness in their burst abilities right now.
Yeah, after that first blood here. No extra action. There's been some attempts, but nothing of it. Curiously, though, we see 3 members of Gentle Hearts Gaming around this first Scuttle spawn. It's now like the Dragon's up. That's a minute and a half on out, so they're going to secure Scuttle. Get a nice little deep ward there, and Jim Cantor scoping around the enemy jungle right now. Gonna see that it's completely cleared right now. The only camp on the map is going to be those topside Krugs. So, both junglers gonna have a little bit of diddle-daddle time here to roam around the rift and bot lane. I don't think this leads to much. Yeah.
I mean, it's still a pretty little handshake there, going like, yeah, no, I can still find you. Don't forget about me.
Look for the roof, flash pulses
for you. Round ignite going down. The CC on Death Victim means they will. Oh, the bailout coming through. Will not be good enough. Cammy gets rewarded with the kill there. Kane gonna have to back out 3v1. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, would you believe the mid lane mages are poking at each other?
Good gank in the bot there by Jim Cantor, coming around through the enemy Tribush there to get PDX from behind. And then Yarg had not flashed there, so was able to just flash headbutt pull onto the enemy carry. Death Victim, nothing much you could really do there, especially after the ignite was popped. Almost was able to equalize a kill there with the bailout, but quite. And yeah, good trade there in the bot lane.
Ooh, engage. Beta gonna get rooted, but will be under turret. Jungle Nightmare's there to ensure that Jim Cantor doesn't get any more of his jungle.
And finally enough, Jim Cantor has backed here. Their first purchase is that Dark Seal, so gonna be looking to stack that one on up. I think they're gonna finish that into the Magi's here, unless we see some major snowballing. We definitely aren't right now, you know, 1-1 in the kill score line. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see that headbutt pull here from Yarg. They're positioning like they can, but I feel like if they do that there, they just get yoinked into the turn and die.
I mean, sometimes the threat of the positioning of, oh yeah, but I could, might be a little bit more than actually doing it. Jim Cantori, there's the headbutt pull, and not able to secure the tri-brush, and now Death Victim has the quick arrows coming out, the root, the damage. A little bit there, everybody falling about half.
A bit low. Okay. You're not able to get back in range there for the headbutt pull. Guessing that was back up. But with all these members showing bot with the low health bars and you knowing that the bot lane's going to have to recall, going to be an easy first 3 grubs here for the side of Paradox. They're going to be happy about that. They didn't give over anything bot, and you are just going to be getting top lane objective for free, more or less. We'll see if it's traded for the dragon here. With the fact that Jim Kintor's backing here, has low mana, and Iron doesn't really solo dragon all that well, at least without Daisy. Looks like there's going to be no response.
Been one of the first games you and I have casted in a while where there wasn't the gentleman's trade of first neutral objectives, which is interesting because that's like kind of how it always sets up, is one team gets grubs and the other team gets Drake, and we'll see how that works. We do have Jungle Nightmare spotting Jim Cantori out, getting some vision down, gonna immediately get sweepered away. And I just want to say that both these junglers are playing a fairly proactive game.
Yeah, both looking for it, although Jungle Nightmare, not as much here, is now level 6 as the Wukong, so can look for something with the Cyclone. Makes things a lot easier, especially for your laners. If you're able to do the CC, and they can follow up with that CC in. Speak of the devil, Jungle Nightmare is bot. I think Yard should be dead to rights here.
Maybe Jim Cantori in the round as well, but there's better
Good
twins.
Pop
Pop
Blossom.
Blossom will find 2. The damage, the airborne. Cammy falling will be the first. Jim Cantori, Presidium coming around on the flank, but might be about to run into 4 members. Woo, the burst damage finds the Wukong. Gonna stand there and get left to free fire just a little bit on Death Victim. Gonna have to clone out. Daisy's out as well. Yarg headbutt pulverize. Also, takeover will come a little too late. Yarg, low enough, he has to back out of the fight, but Daisy find the kill on a Death Victim means that Beta Twins are gonna have to run away and has, well, kind of a very scary tree after her.
Yep. One of the first times I've seen a Daisy fade away Yodi there in a game I've cast, but gonna be a 3-for-1 there overall in the bot lane after Paradox had the initial 1-for-0 and it looked good. Presidium just able to find a flank there, able to grab 2. Deathrom popped in the top side here. Meganar not available just yet.
Gonna be able to run away. They're out of the Death Realm, and Meganar about to be on the table. Maybe. Maybe. There it is. Who's a big boy? He's a big boy. He's a big boy that can't do a whole lot on a Revenant right now.
Yeah, with Revenant just kind of chilling back there, you would basically have to flash and then jump into the Gnar, but yeah, good luck with that. Headbutt pulled. And yeah, you'd have to commit a lot here on this top side. With the Meganar being down guaranteed though, this should just be a free kill.
In theory, the flash away from Gnar and the speed will spare Alex's life. First Dragon started out by Jungle Nightmare. Gonna have the support of Kayn and Death Victim because they've got their lane pushing in. And that should be a pretty easy second objective over to them.
That for themselves here. That is one of the disadvantages of Ivern. Not really able to solo clear the objectives, but also just kind of unfortunate timing there since you were clearing your top side, you're looking for that gank. Not able to get the kill as well. So you're trading ultimately flash and this push into turret that Revenant got for a free back. For the dragon on the bot side, not exactly a winning trade. So I want to see what they can recuperate here. We got grubs coming up very soon, and you don't want to be giving over a 6-stack to any team. And yeah.
We'll see. Grubs will be up here in about less than a minute. But on the bot side, we've got Daisy, we've got Stun, we've got Ignite, Death Victim falling below half. Hostile Takeover will find just one. And now Kane gonna have to flash away, otherwise they are the sacrifice. Daisy continuing to charge in, will get hit by turrets. Handshake finds it. Cammy finds Kane with the Super Mega Death Rocket. They find one, and they're just kind of abusing this bot lane with the help of Jim Cantori.
Get some more kills here in the bot side. 2 kills now for Cammy. They're going to be happy about that. Taking a look at the lane economy here. Surprisingly, 1k difference in the mid lane. The kills plus CS really adding up here for Presidium in their favor. We'll see what Gentle Hearts Gaming can do with this small lead they've garnered, because so far they've bleeded over all the objectives. It is going to be the 6 scrub stack, because once again, Jim Cantor showed on the opposite side of the map when the objective spawned, / was available, and Jungle Nightmare more than happy to just nab up the grubs here, currently at 5, going to be 6 guaranteed. That is a little bit shaky here for Gentle Hearts Gaming to give over, because 6 grubs is going to be a nightmare on the side lanes if you start falling behind.
Well, we'll see if they start falling behind, because as of right now, they're not. Presidium getting some dashes down, will get rooted. Kane around just in case. Yarg, and now both supports are up in the mid lane here.
Just clearing out vision. Nothing too much to do on the map. This could be a nice little pick. This should be a guaranteed kill. No backup's coming.
Okay, there it goes. Kill awarded to Presidium as they go on a killing spree. And, whew, I was looking at inventory because I'm like, now would be a good time for a Dark Seal. And Presidium, it does not have a Dark Seal, but do you know who does? Ivern does.
I think Thor got that first back here. And Cyclone
Ooh,
is
the
available.
in-game Cyclone, Death Victim, the first to fall under turret to the 4. Jungle Nightmare looking for it. Teleport coming in from Alex. Yarg halfway in the middle, heads up pulverized. Cammy free firing on the back line. Damage. Daisy distracting a lot. You're gonna have to back out of there. He's too low of health. Means that the only fatality as of yet will be Death Victim. Gnar goes Mega. Everybody goes running.
Okay,
Ooh,
there's
Flash
a
Pop Blossom finding one. The root will be good for the kill onto Yarg. Probably looking for a little bit more, but the return.
Oh, that's
Can't
a
take
good
to the
follow.
wall into the hostile takeover. Beautifully done from Kane. Alex finds one. Presidium will fall. Shut down to Alex. And talk about a support coming in clutch on that one.
Gentle Hearts Gaming just kind of get turbo baited there. They see some of the low health bars, and yeah, this will be another kill. They see the low health bars there and think they can finish them off, but just don't quite have the juice in the tank here. Blanc CDs are not there. This is the lethality jinx for now. So it's not like you're getting insane DPS, and I don't know why Yarg is here. You don't exactly save this turret. And that's a huge pickup here for Paradox. Ultimately a 4 for 1, I believe. They got the big shutdown. They got some extra kills. They got first turret as well off of that. So a nice little mighty gold swing to put themselves about 1.5k in the lead.
And Yarg's just being a little cheeky here. There's a turret there. Okay.
Yeah, trying to stop the backs here since Dragon is up in 30 and you do have Presidium here. If you're able to pick off a member or just delay people from getting onto this Dragon, should be an easy pickup for you.
Ignite down onto
there's a
Kane.
Mega
Super
Death
Mega Death
Rocket.
Rocket will go wanting of everybody, but it was shot. We will give Cammy that. The Super Mega Death Rocket existed, and what else does it exist for if not to shoot across the map and hope you get lucky?
And not too much happening on the map with how far Beta Twin is on up. Where does it land? Maybe that leads to something here.
Maybe. The electrocute proc down. Headbutt into the wall. Pop Blossom going to find one and Daisy, but Beta Twins will fall. Kill given to Yarg, and now Jungle Nightmare going to have to blast cone out of there. Cammy going to fall to the bailout. Means Death Victim will stay alive.
I didn't see what exactly was happening there on the bot side, because Kami was on their own. They knew their support was in the mid lane making play. The enemies knew that. And I assume they just got jumped there. I see they changed Crystal Arrows on cooldown. So I'm going to take a wild guess that kind of landed there. There is no cleanse here for this Jinx, so once that lands, you're kind of a little bone-zoed.
Indeed, death victim. Yarg is... He's being a nuisance of a cow. First turret for Gentle Hearts Gaming will go down as they claim the mid. So that's at least something. Death victim on super low health. The Mega Death Rocket will find it as Cammy finds a kill from downtown.
Does this lead into the dragon, though? Yeah, 5 versus 4 on the map. Okay. It should lead into dragon here. You are trading it for the Herald, though. Especially with 6 grubs, that is going to be a lot of follow-up damage after the Herald crashes because it will spawn more grubs. Oh, getting yourself a dragon here going to help in the scaling department at the very least. Also going to help deny any potential real threat of a soul here. I mean, second dragon being finished after 16 minutes into the game. Neither of these teams are realistically looking towards the soul here. Unless the game really drags out, which I don't think it will, but something to keep in mind.
Enough action that I don't see it going another 20 minutes or so, but it could. That would still only put us at a 36-minute game. We do happen to know that it will be a Cloud Soul on the Rift for this one, so we'll be looking for extra movement speed if the eventuality comes where we get there. But for now, we have everybody almost in mid lane.
We'll see, because you got the push coming in here from the side of Paradox. You have the Rift Herald available in your pocket. Jungle Nightmare, though, kind of hovering towards their blue side here. They want to grab their buff that is up and available. Nice damage coming down. Root. Okay.
Indeed. Revnon up in Alex after Alex got a couple of those kills. 3-0. Super Mega Death Rocket kill stolen by Cammy. Another one from across the map.
Alrighty. Definitely comedic timing there. Nice to sync up with your top laner there, I guess. Even though we saw Revnon did kind of have that kill in the bag. Better safe than sorry, and then also might not have had the full info. Might have been worried that Alex is able to survive just long enough there to get out of the ulti and flash over the wall and get out scot-free.
A little bit around Raptors here. Recall Yarg with Jim Cantori in the back pocket. That's a big tree to have in your back pocket. Pulverize, the sad bee emote. It's all over the place. The Daisy. Maybe looking for the fight. I don't.
Daisy's being annoying. Jungle Nightmare has to hop over the wall here. You do have Presidium also in the area.
And I do believe that meant that Ivern managed to get the red buff. So, I mean, not nothing.
You're coming here on the bot lane. This would be a 2 versus 3 for now, potentially 2 versus 4. And Jinted Cristalero is not available just yet. So you're really looking for the Gnar bar to fill up and then maybe get that.
Yeah,
Won't be the case though.
No Daisy means no fun for us.
Just gonna hop on out of that one here. It's gonna reset for now. Got 2 minutes, well, 2.5 minutes till the next dragon. Baron's of course not on the table, and Herald's been taken. So all these teams. So okay, I was gonna say there might be a bit of a lull here, but we have a dive shaping up the top side.
Ooh, Presidium and Alex. Yarg, Pop Blossom, Beta only finding one. Means that they'll get stunned up in that circle of death. Cammy goes on a killing spree somehow as they find that kill. Hostile Takeover will find 2. Yarg will find 3 with the headbutt. Pulverize, and we got teleport. This turret is still standing. Now it's not. There's Cammy. Mega Gnar. Yarg doing everything they can to delay it. Will fall to Alex. Death Realm. Revnon. Kane going to die. Has the bailout. Will not find it. Will die, but out of the Death Realm means that Revnon will go down as well. But Mini Gnar's back. Into the wall. Cammy, Daisy, Presidium finds Wukong. And now it's just, let's walk him down with Daisy. No Daisy.
Presidium has the distortion up. That might be lethal. Okay.
Flash, flash. Turret, run. Okay. Think we're stable. Maybe.
Oh, did not count the minions.
Pop Blossom, Cantori. Falling low. Can he's got like 1 auto worth of health. The Damage. Cammy, though, hits a rampage as they find the zap there, and Jim Cantori's still alive, man.
Yeah. I'm surprised as many members of Gentle Hearts Gaming got out as they did here. Because honestly, I felt in that ring gauge after they got pincered with that TP to turret from Alex. I thought it was kind of Jover, but they're able to turn it around here. And despite this being the full lethality drink, so not exactly insanely high DPS, it's enough damage against the enemy team here. You have some CDR in the bank, so you can be popping out these ultis just a little bit more often. I'm curious to see though, because I've seen the Collector Jinx rush. I just haven't seen the follow-up lethality after it, really outside of ARAM. Usually it's like the Collector or even just the Dirk, and then you just go for the traditional crit build or into the Kraken Slayer. Not going to quite be the case here. Full lethality for now with the last Whisper item in tow.
Jungle Nightmare is going to get pulled in by Revnon. Running the long way will get Death Realmed. And now it's just, can we beat down on the monkey in time? The rest of the team coming in, preparing for the Death Realm. Daisy, and it's all there. Woo! Death Victim getting caught on the front line means they will fall. Presidium catching. Jungle Nightmare on the flank means that's a 2-4 already. The root, the damage will find Yarg, though, so traded neatly by Kane and Alex. Daisy's still out, still rampaging. Gonna get taken down as well. Should leave this as a 2-for-1 with Dragon up on the map.
Yep, and the enemy jungler is down. Gentle Hearts Gaming definitely putting their foot on the gas brake right now in this game. Able to find the angles just to pick off the enemy jungler there. Use the Death Realm, make sure the monkey can't escape, and then by the time your Uncle Nightmare is out, they're pretty damn low. They're running through, and it's easy to pick them off. Was a little bit concerning though. Saw multiple members kind of grouping up in that Tri-Brush choke point, which could have led to a very big hostile takeover. Thankfully, the carries do get out there in time so that they don't kind of kill their own teammates. Revnon could mean some danger here.
Done. Team around him, though, means that Alex needs to now run away. Yeah. Electrocute, caught in an alcove, rooted. At this point, the question is just who is going to get the kill, and the answer is Jim Cantori, who goes up to 2-1 and 14.
Maybe they look for the Baron here. It would be very risky. Jim Cantori just got the back off. Okay, I'm not looking for it. Ooh. If they're able to get a pick here from Paradox, though, that would have been very nice here to keep up the Baron pressure. But as it stands, it is just going to be 1-for-0.
Daisy coming out. Yarg damage. Pop Blossom going down. Will not find anybody because Cammy gets the kill first. Yarg falling low. Daisy in the middle of everything means that Yarg is creating so much drama. Kane finds a kill onto Yarg, means the bailout will be good, but Cammy finds the double. Jungle Nightmare is falling low. Hostile Takeover goes out, finding 2, 3 and a Daisy. Meanwhile, Revnon, bot side, takes the turret. Meanwhile, back to mid lane. Kane getting hunted down by Presidium and Daisy. Jim Cantori will find that kill. Jungle Nightmare low enough, and that should be a Baron for Gentle Hearts Gaming at 23 minutes.
Thing is, though, this is going to be kind of slow Baron, because it is the lethality jinx here. The only attack speed you have is from the Zerkers and maybe from Legend Alacrity. So, not exactly going to be pumping out the insane damage numbers here. And, no. Well, Jim Cantori actually has a Lich Ban. I just noticed.
I think he
That's
just
cool.
finished
Oh,
that.
what can Jungle do? Ooh, so close there.
Got Death Realmed, and we were wondering what Revnon was going to be able to do with the ult. That's part of it. Jungle Nightmare getting stuck in there, and Cammy goes godlike as they find the kill. Thanks, Collector.
Plus 25 in the bank there. Despite the very rough start, Kami kind of popping off here, able to secure a lot of kills for themselves. Some definitely kind of more in the category of you stole them, but hey, kill is a kill here. Has the QSS as well to boot here, so even if you do get hit by a big piece of CC that might take you out, you're able to QSS and just flash on out of that one. And right now, Gentle Hearts Gaming looking to just bring this one on home, more or less. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're executing the Baron pushed through pretty nicely, all things considered. They have the Baron, they're not overstepping. They're just going to walk straight on through and starting with the mid-tier 2 turret as their prize. And keeping it going from there, Daisy versus Mininar does quite a bit of damage, all things considered.
There's a lot of AP on this Ivern, funnily enough. Good handshake there. Not enough damage for now. I think this is another reset.
Mid, flashing, looking for Beta, might have overextended as Cammy does, falls to Death Victim, and now it's Yarg running around with a turret with a Baron. Gonna try and get out of there, but Jungle Nightmare ignited, bumping up. Death Victim has the quick arrows for the slow. Yarg, flash over the wall, will be okay. Enchanted Crystal Arrow will hit its target. Alex on the top side means that they're walking into a 3v3. Yarg, falling low, will finally fall to Death Victim. Alex, no Mega Nard to go to, will fall to Presidium as they go on a rampage. And I was talking about proper Baron management. That might not be it, as 2 members fall.
Yeah, a little sus there, to say the least. You do knock down all the inner turrets at the very least. Would have really liked to take down the inhibitor as well, but just overextending there, and it's gonna give some time here for Paradox. They got some shutdowns at the bank, gonna be able to clear out some vision in their jungle as well as hopefully push up some vision towards this dragon. This would be soul point in 20 seconds here. You don't have to contest this now, and Paradox are honestly super far behind. It'd be very rough for them to do so. But being at least able to push up vision here makes it a little bit easier to maybe contest if you do so choose.
We'll see 27 minutes in. Dragon back up on the board. If Gentle Hearts Gaming gets this, they'd be on Soul Point. Then we'd see a Soul in 5. So, you know, it's not out of the realm of possibility that we see a Soul here. But we do see the stun, the Cyclone, a dead Jinx. Yarg now, in comes the teleport. Pop Blossoming, flashing, finding 2. The damage is good, but that's kind of a person to be running on your front line. Revnon on the flank. Hey.
Death Victim has to be very careful here. If you get hit by the L-Star combo, it's going to be very fun and interactive when the LeBlanc from Presidium just follows up and nukes you here. Gotta be walking on eggshells for that. Good little pick though. Enchanted Crystal Arrow was used. It does land. Does this convert into a kill here? Might.
Out. Jim Cantori, yes! Key shutdown of 350 heading over to Jungle Nightmare. And now Jim Cantor is getting chased down. The recall is coming through, though, because you've got Revnon pushing that mid, and one small chameleon standing strong will not quite be enough to protect that turret.
It is going to be costly, but you at least defend the inhib. You're able to get 2 kills there, one of which was a shutdown and even up on the dragon score here. So now it's definitely pretty unlikely we see the soul come out this game. Not entirely unlikely, especially if Paradox is able to stall this one on out. Death Viper has to be careful here of any potential jump onto them, because they're getting pincered pretty hard.
Yeah, a little bit. Let's see. Baron up in a minute and a half means we should see some action, so we're going to see the recalls now for the item buys, and everybody on about 3 items, if I can read that correctly. You know, these are some powerful peeps on the board here.
3 items, 3.5 items. There's a few on 2.5 items though. Jungle Nightmare noticeably waiting to finish their next item here. Beta Twins also waiting to finish the Rabadons here, so that is going to be a very noticeable dip in power against a 3.5 half item Jinx here, since the BF Sword does not build into the Merc Scimitar, as they might have just found camming together.
Cyclone, Enchanted Crystal Arrow will not quite hit. I thought it did, but I think it might have gotten buried away. Doesn't matter. Jungle Nightmare finds Cammy, and then the Blast Code means they will get away from Presidium. That's an easy pickup.
Yeah, and Gentle Hearts Gaming, I mean, they're kind of commanding the past several minutes before this because they're just able to out-team fight the opposition. They're able to just kind of rotate around. You know, they got the Baron, able to get a second dragon, but right now, Paradox, they're finding the schmooze, they're finding some picks here, some shutdowns, some angles, get themselves some bounties as well. With 5 versus 4 on the map, it is Baron being started up. You have to worry about the engage here, though.
Pop Blossom getting flashed away from, will find none. Yarg on the backside getting collapsed into. Presidium finds Beta. Jungle Nightmare finds Yarg, and now Daisy out. Death Victim kind of free firing. Revnon in the middle has Jungle Nightmare in the death realm. Will find that kill. Makes it a 3 for 3. Super Mega Death Rocket goes wide. Thanks, Cammy. You're part of this fight too. And Baron gonna get started up by Gentle Hearts Gaming with Jungle Nightmare down for 30 seconds. That should be a pretty easy Baron pickup.
Yeah, we have 4 members here on the Baron right now with the Iron Brushes as well. It's very hard to approach. Well, you have the control word in the pit, so you would have at least had information on what the Baron's at, but good luck walking into that one. Gentle Hearts Gaming, they're able to punish the Baron start there from Paradox in spades. We'll see what they can do with this Baron buff, because they weren't able to crack open the base last time, but this time around there are no inner turrets in your way. Should be able to force down pretty damn well here and just look to suffocate out the opposition.
Looks like they're going to be going for kind of a 3-1 setup with doing their own thing because it's an Ivern, and that's what happens. Do have an open inhibitor in the mid lane. Top wave got pushed out just a little bit. Daisy, they're fighting Jungle Nightmare in the middle of 4 of them. And oh my, that's a bouncy house, but that is one dead Wukong as Cammy finds the kill with the Super Mega Death Rocket to get a little bit excited. Let's see what that translates into.
Flash
The
Pop
Blossom finding two. Cammy, bye-bye. Yarg looking for some more engage, gets the CC down on the Beta Twins. Presidium will find that kill. Flash for Flash as Alex goes looking for Presidium.
Ooh, I think this Ash is just dead.
Bailout, not quite enough. Hostile takeover will find a couple. The pullback, the slap, the bonk up means that Kane will also die. Presidium recalling because they have the teleport to come in bot side. And with the almost clean ace, okay, it was only 4 and they're starting hunting Alex. He's out of the Nexus. He doesn't really matter. That should just be the game win for Gentle Hearts Gaming.
Yeah, Gentle Hearts are able to find the pick on to Jungle Nightmare in the jungle. Just convert it to a win, more or less. It looked like Paradox might have had the turn angle there. They got some members respawning here. You don't have the Cyclone, though. And you still need to stack up the Mega Gnar for now. There's going to be 1 member going down.
There's
Gnar?
Mega. Not good enough. The stun, though, swat down from the Mordekaiser for Revnon finds 3. Super Mega Death Rocket from downtown because what not as the Nexus falls. Gentle Heart Gaming finding game 1 in about 33 minutes there.
Yeah, definitely had some slip-ups there with some of their members getting caught, especially Cammy. I think there was like 2 to 3 instances in the later parts of the game where they got caught out, but then Paradox, some of their members get caught out as well. Gentle Hearts Gaming more than able to just end it there. And yeah, Gentle Hearts, they're up 1-0 in this series. We'll see if they can carry that momentum going forward here, because it definitely looks shaky at some parts. And it is Fearless, so they won't be able to bring out some of the key picks they had, well, all of the key picks they had in game number 1 here.
As we look at the post-game breakdown, early game until about 16 minutes in, 18 minutes in was pretty back and forth. So if you're a Paradox fan, that should give you some hope that there is a way to send us to a game 3 here. Kind of after that point, it all kind of fell apart. You can see when the first Baron got taken, that gold spike and all of that. But, the good news is you don't have to worry about the LeBlanc again. And if you are a Paradox fan, Go Farino, you pointed out brilliantly, but there were some missteps from both teams that could get capitalized on a little bit better.
And we'll see how they decide to capitalize on that in this next game here. It should be Paradox side selection here, so I'm expecting they pick the red side. We've been seeing a decent amount of that this patch here. It tends to be very common since you get the R5 counter pick, and yeah, we'll just have to see.
Indeed. As we look ahead towards the rest of this series, we have game number 2 coming up, and then potentially a game number 3 if Gentle Hearts Gaming is going to be at all threatened into losing their undefeated streak. But for now, we're going to oh heavens. We're going to hit a quick pause button, take a break. We'll be back with a draft of game number 2, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back. It was a quick break for us, but we have draft up and about to start rolling. And Gopher, you and I predicted that Paradox was going to take the loss, was going to switch sides, and they didn't. As we have the Fearless bands pulled up, we do see what they cannot play. And my question as we head towards this is it didn't feel like the Wukong was what got prioritized on Blue One. It didn't feel phenomenal in that game. What do you think Paradox's mindset is continuing to opt for Blue One as we head towards this game?
Definitely looking for some sort of power pick here because ultimately that is the reason why if you want blue side, you are prioritizing blue side. It usually comes down to the meta and how many imbalanced picks there happen to be. So bans though, for now, completely the same. Could change up here in the second phase. Well, and these last 3 bans, I should say, not the second phase.
We will see part of. I think what's fascinating when you look at Fearless Draft is when you don't have Fearless Draft, the bans kind of don't change a whole lot, but the champs that get played also don't change. Whereas it's Fearless, you see basically the same bans over and over again. Paradox opting to ban the Wukong, apparently scared of that for Jim Cantori. And then you see completely different champions because you have to. So bans kind of boring to talk about when they're basically the same thing.
Yeah, that Wukong ban was a Skarner last time, and Sejuani was the R3 ban last game. So either one of those will get through here. Sejuani Skarner have been having a lot of prio at Worlds. I know Skarner has definitely dipped in uses this patch because he got directly nerfed, and then the items got nerfed or no, and Grasp got directly nerfed as well, which really does suck. It's going to be the Poppy instead, though. Poppy, very typically a hard counter pick here, just due to the fact that the Steadfast Presence provides so much value against high dash compositions. Keeper's Verdict, pretty decent as well here. So, telling me that Gentle Heart Gaming might be looking for some dash heavy champions here.
Speak of the Skarner, and he shall appear. That answers the question of what is the blue one priority. And so clearly, most likely, still going to be on the jungle, still going to be looking to prioritize Jungle Nightmare, and hopefully Skarner gives us a slightly better game than the Wukong did. But on the flip side, that is the Amumu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mumu did get directly tapped in. The Leandri's nerfs and Faded Ashes nerfs might be next patch. I don't think that was this patch. So we'll still have the turbo clear speed. Will give you that advantage. Does make you still very squishy early on. So can be abused. It's just a matter of can you get to the Faded Ashes, because as soon as you get that as this champion, you just completely mow through the jungle with your Despair W just constantly proccing it.
Indeed, Kaisa gonna come out next for Cammy on that bot side. In theory, less kill yoink possibilities in the Super Mega Death Rocket, because we saw a couple of those snipe from across the map last game. Kaisa gonna get, I mean, starts off and then as her abilities evolve, gets better. Going to be answered with the Xayah, and so the question is, do we have the Xayah Rakan combo come out?
You could do that. You could also pick knowing that this Kai'Sa is probably going to be paired with Hard Engage. You already have the Xayah, who can function well into that thanks to the Feather Storm. Of course, though, already with the Amumu, that is a lot of Engage coming out from the enemy team, and there's going to be even more. So if you pick the Rakan here, you're definitely looking to just kind of bully out and win in the laning phase here. See what the prio is. It's going to be the Cassante, actually, who I haven't been too hot on this patch, has gotten some compensation buffs, but overall just hasn't been as powerful of a state.
What's more fascinating to me is, unless I much miss my mark, that's a blind Cassante top. Gonna get answered with the Urgot. We saw the Urgot get banned phase 2 by Paradox, so clearly it was something they were at least a little bit worried about. But I, I don't know how I'm feeling about this as we head towards phase 2 with mid laners and
Yeah,
ADC still needing to get picked. There we go.
if I recall correctly, Revnon's been spamming. Oh wait, no, it wasn't Urgot top they were spamming. It was Yorick. Oh no, Jim Cantor was the one spamming Yorick. Bro, who's playing Yorick jungle? I hope we don't have to see that. Either way, though, Urgot has been something Revnon has picked in the past, if my memory serves me correctly. Has been doing pretty decent after the changes here. Cleaver just works well on him. You're going to love rushing that into the Cassante here. And yeah.
Rakan taken off the board in case there was any questions about whether or not we could see the Xayah Rakan combo. Paradox opting to ban the Nico as well means they banned 2 of their own champions from last game to take them entirely off the board. And then also the Cinder ban has come through as we wait for the last one to tick over here.
Last one, it's going to be the Tristana, actually. I don't know, because Tristana mid just isn't really it right now. Rai was very deliberate in like bludgeoning that champion over the head into the point where she was just kind of a borderline troll pick. And is only starting to get some compensation buffs here. Haven't really seen her too much in the mid lane. I'm wondering what that means here. What Paradox wants to pick in the mid lane. Is okay.
Don't know. That is. Are we seriously? There's no way we're round 5 picking support, right?
I've seen it before. It's not very common. It does mean that this Amumu is in the dark because Amumu support is still technically an option here. But typically you only see this when you really want to like hammer in a pick for one of your lanes here or the jungle, because the pool might be a bit pinched. You already have Aurora, the Yone, the Syndra, the Nico, Tristana, Ari, and Oriana taken off the board. Not to mention our 2 fearless bands. Well, only 1 for you. So the pool is definitely pinched here.
Indeed, have the Braum coming out as the supportive choice to go with the Zaya. As we wait for that final pick to come through,
Okay.
it is. It's an Aurelion Soul mid lane.
I dig it. Because you are going to be able to match the scaling here of the Cassiopeia, and the champion should outrange. I'm not entirely sure. It is always worrying because the Cassiopeia has like very degenerate level 1 when it comes to just running you down, just Poison Fang into Poison Fang into Poison Fang, and then next thing you know, you're dead.
Yep.
So, yeah. Soraka with Kaisa would be an unconventional choice.
Well, that's what we got. So you want to walk me through unconventional a little bit more? Because you kind of paused before you came up with the word unconventional there.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, with Kaisa, just due to the nature of her passive and you wanting to proc the plasma as much as possible, you want supports that typically engage proc CC, because then that lets you just killer instinct onto the enemy backline, or just lets you proc the passive much more easily. The Soraka doesn't really afford you that here, so the Soraka is just more a call against the enemy team here, and right now there isn't a ton of backline threat here unless the Cassante is able to get on top of you and stay on top of you. It's just right now there isn't a lot of methods or dive partners for this Kaisa to get into the backline, which is a little bit concerning unless you're just playing like a backline Kaisa, which isn't something you typically see. The Kaisa loves diving into the backline and one-tapping the enemy carries. But this is another way you can play the Kaisa, just not something you really ever see in these 5v5 environments.
Well, maybe we see this time. Maybe they're shaking things up just a little bit. We're on client side draft. We have the 10 champions selected on the board. We know where they're going. And so my question to you, Go for Reno, is coming out of draft, do you think we see a game 3 here tonight?
Maybe, because the fact that they picked Soraka this late, I can see like the juice into the enemy composition here. Like there are a lot of melee champions. It's not the let me double check what the mid laner was because I switched tabs. Yeah, it's not the highest burst composition. So if you're able to stay alive as the Soraka's Yarg, you could just in theory just pump out infinite value for your backline here. So I'm kind of liking that, but at the same time though, like without a ton of setup for this Kaisa, it is a little bit concerning, and the enemy backline being the Aurelion Soul plus Zaya should just be able to smelt through everything on the enemy team.
Or you know what Go for Reno thinks? We don't know what I think because I don't really know what I think. It's a Thursday night. I don't think a whole lot. But in just a couple minutes, when Spectator Delay is up, we will find out what the teams think as they try and execute their specific comps in game number 2 here. So don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll see, does Kaisa Soraka work or not?
Come on, Caddy.
Welcome back. Same teams, same sides, different champions, same casters, different setup. First minute and a half, we've got the 5-stat going top for Paradox already, and we'll see if they can get a little early cheeky something something.
Doesn't look like they're gonna find anything though. Revnon hovering here, and the Rever will spot this. Okay, yeah, they're good. They're not spotted. So all 5 members. I'm looking at the rest of Gentle Hearts Gaming, pushing in for some deep vision. Maybe a buff steal of their own if Paradox want to stay in this top side.
Sure, could be, and then that would throw us straight into a vertical jungling, I'm pretty sure. But there start the recalls. Looks like Paradox is going to back all the way out, but it doesn't look like Gentle Hearts Gaming will. Oh, it's birthday of Moo where his head's a little candle.
That's true. Kind of funny too that it's not like a Moo-Versary. Still have a piece of hair in my mouth.
Well, we're beginning with the buff steal. We're beginning with Skarner starting on his Raptors because he knows what's happening, and we're beginning with Def pulling some stuff down. The Smite will go get awarded to Jim Cantori. The poke from Def Victim will find some good stuff, and for all the excitement that we could have had, that was kind of bleh to start off.
Yeah, not to be confused with me trying to spit hair out of my mouth here. But able to steal a camp away, all a buff away, and Mythical Nightmare is pathing up. They did the Raptors. Going on into this, I think they might have been spotted. I saw a red ping there from Gentle Hearts Gaming, so might have the knowledge.
But then, if they have the knowledge, the question is what do they do with the knowledge? And we will figure that out here pretty shortly. But for now, Presidium getting caught in that wormhole just means that Beta is going to start the stack in early and start it strong.
Keep it on going here. This is mid lane. Might be a little bit of a snooze fest here if Presidium is just not able to get in range to press the buttons, which might be the case. They walk up there, they try and press the button, and they get a button pressed on them in return.
League, there's a lot of button pressing in League.
Yeah, not these comps are really like button comps where it's like in Nocturne Oriana, where it's like, okay, you just press the button and they kind of die.
Yeah, I'm about as insightful as...
Nope.
And,
I heard Caddy leave for a second and I was very concerned.
he's good. Oh, that's right. You watch off of his own PC. I have to watch through Discord.
Yeah. Blink twice if you are bueno, Caddy. Oh. Okay.
Oh.
No audio for Caddy, so makes sense. My homie would want to reconnect. Overall, though, nothing too much has happened here. Some attempts at kills. Presidium's flash is down. That is very noticeable in the mid lane. Jungle Nightmare can just look for another wraparound here. Able to get the flank on off.
We'll see what's taken. Top Scuttle Crab secured by Jungle Nightmare. Bottom Scuttle Crab going to be given over to Jim Cantori. And as the clock ticks towards that 5-minute mark, we will have first dragon spawning on the Rift.
Doesn't look like anyone wants to start just yet, even though you have Jim Cantor and Yarg here. It's not the Faded Ashes quite yet, it's just the Amptome and Boots here for the Amumu. So that's not going to be the turbo clear. Though you did have a little bit of prio in the mid, and you can expect the enemy bot lane to maybe look to back here. Although judging by the inventory, Def Victim more than happy to just kind of chill in lane here. They want to stack up that coal. And yeah, no one's going to touch the objective just quite yet.
First grabs up on the map in 20 seconds. Amumu kind of just melts grubs when he gives them a go. So we'll see how that works. Definitely much more aggressive on the neutral objectives than the Ivern we saw last game. And we'll see how that works out. But for right now, he's inspiring fear into a camp of raptors.
Not too confused with Inspired, because I'm playing a lot of them. Not been a big fan of Inspired. They almost took game one off of HLE. Trade of objectives, as expected here. Jungle Nightmare might be able to get to top side here to contest the grubs in time and maybe take one away from themselves if they really want to. I don't expect it. You can just give over these three. You know, there's the potion top and mid right now. Your bot side is kind of up. It would be a little bit suicidal, a little bit too telegraphed if you just sprinted right from Dragon to the grubs here. What's going to be the trade?
Gardner, if anybody can telegraph a sprint, it's him because he can go through walls.
That's true. Can only go through one wall realistically, though. Or usage of that button, unless it's very close there, like the river wall and the raptor wall. I think that's definitely very possible.
Well, still, he can go through walls, and we can tell that I don't play Skarner at all, so, it's fine. As we hit 7, we have Jim Cantori up on the top side, looking for Alex there. Not going to be able to find a whole lot, but him showing means that Jungle Nightmare is going to know where to go, and we might get a turret dive onto this Kaisa Soraka here.
Yeah, no level 6, so no Impale. The only level 6 here is on Kayn, funnily enough, so we'll have the Glacial knock up here. If you do so choose to go for that, but right now, Jungle Nightmare just kind of patrolling around the enemy jungle, looking for any camps they might be able to steal. Nothing really doing, unless that blue buff is up. I'm not entirely sure.
Don't think so. I know Gromp is.
Yeah, Grump just came up here.
Certainly hanging out long enough as if blue buff were up, but here comes a Mumu, and here comes Presidium, potentially. Beta Twin getting some good damage down. Presidium missing the Petrifying Gaze. The Arcane Comet is not what that's called, but it came down. The Bandage Toss from Jim Cantori will miss, but the Curse of Sad Mummy will not find two. Here comes Yarg. Jim Cantori caught in the middle of 3 of them, but the healing from the Witch comes through. Here comes Death Victim. First blood to Presidium as Jim Cantori falls up, and now Death Victim left to stand into 3 of them and is just going to get taken down by those Twin Fangs, and 2 for 1.
2 for 1 there. That long fight benefiting Gentle Heart Gaming. Beta Twins just had 0 mana there after calling down the Skies Descend. They're just unable to help with anything there. Jim Cantor going for a very aggressive build here with the Sork Boots as well. I'm not really a big fan of just going for the full AP of Mumu, but definitely helping out there in that situation. 2 for 1 there. You're just able to dogpile on it down. A lot of low members, and Death Victim just having to overextend way too far to get that one kill that Paradox was able to nab for themselves. Small advantage for Gentle Heart Gaming in the kills department.
Has rewarded them with a 1,000 gold lead. We'll see how that progresses through the rest of the game. If we remember game 1, gold lead was kind of back and forth all over the place through about the first 18 minutes of that game until Baron spawned, and then it kind of just went off a cliff for Paradox. But for now, there is still clearly some hope that they can bring things back here as they fight for the win.
We'll see, because no one's really in charge of this game right now. This game more or less is dead even. The one noticeable difference is going to be the fact that Presidium has the 2-0 lead as this Cassiopeia, and the other one is going to be the one dragon in the pocket of Paradox right now. Bandage Toss lands in the top one. Okay, nothing happening. 3 Gubs though for Gentle Hearts Gaming, and the Grubs are spawning relatively soon. They just need 1 in order to get the little Voidlings when they attack turrets, and they have push and prio here on both their top sides of the map. See if that converts into anything, because Dragon is up in about 50 seconds as well. He'd like to stop the 2-stack coming on through. Banish off.
Minion could have been better. Astral Flight will find some damage onto Presidium. And now kind of everybody's heading for these Void Grubs. You've got Kane, you've got Jungle Nightmare, and you've got Jim Cantori all circling around there.
Plus Prio too, with the extra members of Paradox coming up in this mid lane, looking for a Banish Toss. We'll have another one soon.
Ooh, Falling Star will hit the stun, the suppress, lots of CC, but that's all kind of one-time burst. Jim Cantori getting saved by the Witch will still fall to Jungle Nightmare. Now it is a 4v1 for Presidium, flashing away. We'll be able to get under turret. Jungle Nightmare low, but that should just be the grubs for Paradox. Does leave Death Victim all by the Xayah's lonesome on the bot side, though.
It is a very low minion wave count, though, and it's Soraka plus the Kaisa here. You shouldn't be any worry of getting Dove here. You're just going to lose some CS under turret. I don't know what the call there from Jim Cantor and Presidium was there, or at least what the reasoning behind it was. Because, sure, maybe if you land the Banish Toss there onto Beta Twins, you're able to finish off the Rallying Soul. And maybe you can force the 3v3 around those rubs there. The problem is he kind of didn't land that and then still go for the follow-up Cope ulti there, which you're just committing way too much, and then you just give up one of your lives there. You could have given over 3 grubs there for free anyways and be just fine. Rotate towards bot, except for that dragon, since you had Prime in that bot lane anyways. Not going to be the call, though. Everybody just wants to go for the extra grub. They're down a little in the pot because of that.
What can we see? Grubs are popular. Apparently that's what we have figured out. Presidium helping protect Jim Cantori, and now we're looking for this in-between turret thing. Thing is not the right word. Bear with me, my brain is not functioning tonight, as we can tell by calling a Falling Star an Arcane Comet.
Fair enough. Dragon is going to be started up, though. Force the enemy bot laner to back here. And, well, okay, your bot lane's actually backing here, and you're spotted doing the dragon. This might be a little sussy. At least have the backup if you're mid laner here. Okay, not everyone is recalling from the bot side. You should be able to get this. Was a little bit worried, but except in the end, even up on the dragons.
So as we head towards 14 minutes and turret plates falling, grubs are even, drakes are even, turret plates not even in favor of Gentle Hearts Gaming. That's where that gold difference that you're seeing is coming in. But other than that, across the board, pretty good so far.
Ooh, okay. Yep, very even. Anyone's game right now. I wonder how this play is going to shape up in the bot side. Kami just really does not have the health bar to attempt anything here, or really much of a mana bar. Even if you are getting constantly healed by this Soraka, looks like they just want to clear away. No, they're looking. Banish Toss lands.
Will find it. Curse the Sad Mummy finds 2 after flashing in for it. Stand behind me goes down. As does the Glacial Fissure. Ignite going to go down. Jim Cantori staying alive because of the Wish. That is 1 healing Soraka. Everybody falls low, but nobody falls.
And Steel Maneuver has been completed for Yard. Also pops the Summoner Heal there, so it helps a lot. And yeah, Gentle Hearts Gaming just did not have enough burst damage there in that trade to finish on off. Even though you got a nice CC chain, the Banish Toss, Flash...
Bless you. Bless you.
Flash Curse of the Sad Mummy into the Silence, so Death Victim could not Featherstorm there. There just wasn't enough follow-up damage, and funnily enough, Death Victim just does not have to use either Summoner or their ultimate in that exchange there, despite how much you committed.
What I'm curious, if we have really amazing production, is how many stacks Beta Twins is at 15 minutes here. Because Aurelian Soul stacks tells a story that would help understand, is it really as dismal as the gap looks in the mid lane between Presidium and Beta Twins?
Now, I don't know what the minimum good rate for Aurelian Soul stacks is.
It's...
I know there's some metrics.
There is. The thing with Aurelion Soul is like at 100 you start doing okay. At 200 you're actually impactful in a team fight, and then at like 300 or so you're like able to 1v2 a couple squishies. So as with any stacking champion, the faster you get there, the better off you are. I think it's kind of similar. Once you hit level 9, it's really easy to stack up because you can just wormhole and then you have the unlimited fry to fry down the wave. Falling Star. We'll find Presidium.
Mustang?
Yeah. It
I
gives
go-
you a stack if you hit, so that's something at least.
Yeah, maybe worried there might have been a dive from Jim Cantor there. Okay, baiting, I guess, question mark.
Maybe. Skarner into a wall, suppressed. Welcome to the rest of the team. Cammy, Kane, falling loadings. Be careful. Glacial
You're
Fissure.
hard
Jim
committing
Cantori
into
goes
rocket yield
in.
right now.
Another storm is used. Teleports coming in from both of the top laners. The flash, the pullback finds the root. All out. Takes Revnon over the wall. Jungle Nightmare the first to fall to Cammy. Multiple more health bars falling low, but Jim Cantori falls to
the
Beta
fade away,
Twins.
Yodi.
Kane. Woo! Fear Beyond Death. And all of that for 2 for 1.
2 for 1 in your favor. You still have the higher health bars on this tree here. So you can look to push this in. It's not like someone's in a side lane right now, just hard pushing you on in. Of course, you are pushing into Beta Twins wave clear. It's a little bit tricky. Yeah, 2 for 1. A little bit of damage on the turret here. A minute until Dragon, so can't really convert that into anything right now if you're Gentle Heart Gaming. Maybe you can take the general lead you got from that. Reset here. Let yourself hit a power spike, especially for Kami, who might be able to get another evolution very soon. It would be the Camouflage evolution, since you have more than enough for the Cathian Brain here. But yeah, just a very long 2 for 1 in the bot lane that doesn't amount to too much for now, at least.
We will see. Jungle Nightmare looking for something on Presidium, but did get grounded. Death Victim didn't even realize she was out of the bot lane, but there she is in the mid side. Beta Twins flying over the wall, looking for a little something. We are going to have a hotly contested Drake here in about 20 seconds because we already have a hotly contested Scuttle Crab.
So what the call is here, Jim Cantor clearing out the last of the bot side right now. Dive could be shaping up here. You have the big one. Impale is available once again. A good silence, though, stops the tunneling from Jungle Nightmare from going through. That is gonna stop.
Yeah, on a ward. They figured it out, but while you're standing on a ward, it's kind of bad. Dragon is up. Mid laners, bot laners, everybody coming around. Meanwhile, top side, Revnon, Alex kind of doing their own thing up there. But we get a 4v4 for this Drake here. Unclear as recalls have come through. Paradox just opting to not do it. Jim Cantori's starting it up for sure.
And Yarg is there to kind of help. The Amumu can solo it. The biggest worry here is about Kami, who gets tagged by the bop up, and this is nothing much you could do there.
Not a lot to say either. Death Victim does find the shutdown. Kami gets the Gwinsu, second item on the back. Cloud Drake goes away to Gentle Hearts. The big one will fall as the skies descend, but Jim Cantori banish toss out of there, so just the ripple damage, not any of the actual stun. Stand behind me will block the petrifying gaze. And
Good silence.
we're all kind of scared from each
Wait,
other. Feather
Bill
Storm,
here?
pull Death Victim. Revnon does shoot behind the Fear Behind Death onto Beta Twins, but won't find a victim for that as he won't fall low enough. And Jungle Nightmare is attempting to buff.
It just does miss. Does the Yoink grab him? Yes, it does. At least you do not grab red buff, right? No, you
Alex got red
do.
buff. Paradox got red buff there.
Yeah. Well, things do occur, and going to be going in the favor of Gentle Hearts Gaming there on that one. Since you're able to get the dragon and the 1-for-1 overall. It was a very long one, so a little hard to call.
Rift Herald spawned in mid lane, looking to potentially take the turret, but doesn't have any minion backup. We'll get a charge in, but I'm pretty sure that was the spawn of it had to spawn, not the spawn of I want it to spawn here.
And 20 minutes into the game, things still basically dead even. You know, there's a slight lead here for Gentle Hearts Gaming. 3.5k at this point. It's gonna be kind of noticeable. So we'll see what they can do with that to potentially blow up this lead for them, or what Paradox can do to even out this gold differential for themselves here. Because I do believe that Paradox have the scaling advantage. You have the almost 2 items here for your Rallying Soul. That's going to be absolutely huge. When you also finish the Leandries, you're just going to pelt through this enemy team that's building literally 0 magic resists. And that's going to be a nightmare to deal with.
Just a little. Speaking of nightmare to deal with, poor Alex. 2 levels down on Presidium in the top lane and is just getting poked out by those twin fangs. I mean, feels just a little bit bad up there. Presidium should be able to secure that turret here relatively soon.
Yeah, 2.5 items on this gas CPN. You have the big one, which is the Rylai's. That's what that can make this champion just so obnoxious in the side lanes. You're able to reapply that so easily, and for a champion like Cassante who has to walk up to the wave, especially after the last mini rework or TFT set, if you want to go off that terminology here, you don't have as much leeway with farming the wave with your Q because it doesn't have as big of a hitbox. And good luck walking on up if walking on up means you just get slowed to death there.
Presidium circling back around the mid lane, looking for the mid turret. Will get suppressed under turret, taking the turret aggro. Falling Star will not hit a whole lot of anything. Glacial Fisher also gonna go wide. 3 ultimates burned for a whole lot of nothing, and Baron is up on the map.
Yeah. You do shred through this. Cassiopeia, Amumu, plus a 2-item Kaisa. What's the collapse gonna be? Revnon would have to teleport up to this. You have a bit of a flank coming through.
Ooh, there's the wormhole from Beta Twins looking for it. Will find Jim Cantori, even if in the Curse side by me. Revnon on the flank, though.
Revnon's just on their own.
3, 4, standing strong, but it doesn't matter when there's an Aesol burning you down. Alex finding the kill onto the Kaisa as well. Paradox says, thank you for the leash, I'm taking the Baron.
A little bit of a head scratcher here from Gentle Hearts Gaming. They thought they had the advantage there unless they can shred through Baron. But great pathing up by Alex there. We'll see what the call is.
Apparently to try and challenge it, Presidium getting stunned into the wormhole, suppressed, out, shut down. Going, and now it's Jorg having to run for her life, the Astral Flight. Turret is still up, so that... Yes. So, maybe?
Okay. Yeah, and unfortunate there by Gentle Hearts Gaming, but great maneuvering by Paradox. Alex just immediately able to flank them, you all out the enemy carry, and even after Kami thinks they're out, they use the ultimate to hop over the wall there and try and put some distance between them. Alex just flashes over the wall to follow them, and Alex is able to take out 2 members by their lonesome on the backside there, I believe, and 4 for 1. Or no, not even. 4 for 0. It's going to be up to Gentle Hearts Gaming to really weather this. And up to Paradox to see how they really take this lead they got and run with it. And fail.
Like gold lead, we'll see if that matters. Chris's side mommy hits 4. Everybody's in there for Beta Twins. 2 falling. 3 falling as Alex finds 1. That is a Clouded Dragon for Paradox, and should be much more than that in terms of turret.
Ooh, yeah, because if you're Gentle Hearts Gaming there, you don't have to contest this dragon here. And I'm not sure what the call was. It's just kind of concerning here for Gentle Hearts Gaming, kind of hucking that one away like that. They're going to give up so much for this. They're going to give up a dragon. They're going to give up these 2 turrets mid. A turret in the bot lane as well, as Alex is working away on this. That is such a huge influx of gold into the Paradox side here. And that's very scary because the carries are definitely online. 3rd item completed now for Beta Twins. I think Def Victim might be able to finish their 3rd here on this pack. sitting on a crit cloak. If it is going to the Infinity Edge, they might not be able to finish it since that item is just really damn expensive. But either way, these carries are just super massive on the side of Paradox, and Gentle Hearts Gaming just haven't really been able to thread the backline too hard.
And that's kind of the concern you had 25 minutes ago in draft was Kami's Kai'Sa wants to hit the back line, and there's not a super good way to access that at this point in time. With that said, though, Baron still up, but should be wearing off here soon, and now we're in the let's push waves out state. Kane coming up for Death Victim, looking with Alex to try and collapse onto Revnon. Gonna have to back out of there. Not enough of a minion wave to secure that tower yet, but there it comes.
Yeah, you kind of have to give this one to the top side. I mean, props to Revnon for at least clearing out one wave there to delay this. Because every wave you deny from Baron, that's another 30 seconds of it you more or less wasted. And Baron buff has actually just timed out. Now, don't have to worry about that at the very least. Still very impactful here for Paradox. They're down 3k, now they're up about 3.5k, so roughly a 6k gold swing, give or take a bit there from that sequence of plays there, and that's not accounting for some invisible stats that are getting from this singular Clown Dragon that we're able to secure.
Revnon looking for Alex. Fear Beyond Death is out, so if he can hit that threshold, he'll get the pull back. Not in time. Here comes Cammy. 2v1ing Mr. Alex up there, and still not going to be able to find anything, opting to run away there as the Jack Show wears off, so Alex stops being purple.
With the Jack Show plus Unending Despair, like, you're insanely tanky right now, and I'm just kind of caught here. Which buys some time.
Ignite burning, Kane whacking. Kane gets the kill and gets on the scoreboard in the kills column. 1, 1, and 10. That is a good stat line for a Braum.
And just a free kill picked up there. Kami just kind of caught out in their own jungle after that top lane play. This Kai'Sa can do some damage, but not exactly a ton right now to the enemy front line. He can to the back line, but as we outlined earlier, you don't have the best backline access. You're really reliant on the banish shots from Jim Gantor landing on something, whether that's a carry or whether that's a tank, and then you flash onto the carry with the Curse of the Sad Mummy. It is a little bit rough here, and you're going to be feeling that with this very short-ranged 2 carries you have.
Fortunately, Cammy completing the 3rd item means that most of those evolved abilities should be online for her at this point. But what's more concerning is the 5-0 and 5 Aurelion Soul, who's got to have over 200 stacks at this point. Plus a Crypto Bloom, and is that a Kaenic? That's not a Kaenic Rupern. Is it? No way.
And whose inventory? Beta
They sold the little necklacey thingy.
Oh, that's the thing that builds into Banshees.
Oh, okay.
Something. It's a mini Banshees with a 60-second cooldown.
Yeah.
Insanely long, but, you know. It gives you that one. That's all you need. Plus also the extra MR. Very nice against a Cassiopeia plus a Mumu, plus this guy's build.
The Baron on the map now. Dragon up in 30 seconds. Both these teams for Dragon would be their sole point. So we're gonna see some action. The question is which direction and how. And in the meantime, Beta Twins, level 17, content to just drop the wormhole, the singularity, and poke out the Gentle Hearts.
Come on in. Still, anybody's game, even though Paradox, their scaling is coming online here and it is being felt. Baron's on the map. Gentle Hearts trying to rush this one on down. I don't think so. They're trying to get a pick in the top side. If they're able to get this, they can maybe turn this into the Baron, but a good flash plus dash out. They have to be careful too because they're getting a pincer.
They are about to run into everything. Death Victim a little bit behind the rest of the team, but it's a Xayah. It doesn't really matter. Jungle Nightmare might want to go through the wall. And now the pings are coming out mid, so we're all going to dance around Baron and nobody's going to actually take it until somebody dies.
Yeah, Dragon is available on the map, and right now Paradox are the ones with positioning. It looks like Beta Twins is the one going on down with the Leandres. With the fact that there are 3.5 items, they'll shred this fast enough. And
Meanwhile, other 4 kind of zoning out Gentle Heart Gaming, just waiting for that notification that the dragon has been slain at this point. And now Gentle Heart, there goes the dragon, heading up towards Baron yet again and clearing out some of that vision.
well, they got some vision, but they're not able to take the Baron, so you're giving up that dragon for free, giving over the soul point. And scaling is definitely being felt here. Gentle Hearts, they have to find the engaged angle, but it's just still so reliant on Jim Cantor landing the bandage toss here, or Revnon just finding a huge flank here as a Zergot. Neither of which really has come to fruition so far in these past couple of fights.
And we all stood, we all looked at the big purple war, and we all said, we'll be back for that later. Recalls coming out across the map, across the board, also means that item buys are coming out across the board. Notably, Death Victim has the Infinity Edge now.
Yeah, and an extra BF sword, so insanely massive right now. And we'll be shredding through anyone that hops on them. I mean, Jim Cantor only just now building armor, but this is a 2.5 item Amumu, which will get absolutely just demolished as soon as you go in fights. Your only real sort of reprieve is how long that stun lasts from the ulti. The big one coming on down.
The singular, excuse me, the sky's descending, nobody getting caught in the stun, but did get not just 1, but 2 flashes off of Kami and Yarg for that one. And that might be the edge they feel they need to take the Baron.
Everyone's on down. It is spotted out with that Prey Seeker. Would be a 50-50 here. Just gotta get in the pit. Down to 5k.
Glacial Fisher out. Void Seeker out.
Everyone just starting to add up here.
Baron starting to heal up. Void Seeker getting tanked by Alex. Yarg, good damage from Beta Twins if they can remain zoned. Jungle Nightmare going through the wall to frontline. Bandage toss goes wide. There it is. Remember Curse of Sadma because of the Feather Storm and all the ultimates landing. Cammy finds one, Beta Twins finds one, the Crypto Bloom comes out, and the health bar is just going in favor of Paradox. A key shutdown notably, but 4 for 2 could open up that Baron quite nicely for Paradox.
Yeah, and Revnon is not able to get the full flank on down there, missed the Fear Beyond Death, and great timing on the Feather Call there by Death Victim. Just hop on out, avoid that Crimson Set Mummy, avoid any follow-up damage. Gentle Hearts Game just not able to finish off several of these members. Revnon in a lot of danger here. Stars Descend already back up. Should be another kill here, maybe to get something in return? No.
I mean, you're 2-2-1 Urgot with 2 or 3 items, I believe it. I think it was like 2.5 at that point.
3 items there.
Was it? I mean, it takes him off a Baron. I'll give it that. It does delay the Baron, but you also 1v3'd. You were never winning on that one.
It does stop the Baron, though, at the very least, so there's that. Feels like Gentle Hearts Gaming, they're not able to find these teamfight angles. The Rallying Soul damage and range really coming to fruition here and making it hard. Because it kind of looked like that was a dream scenario there. You're able to chase people on down there, chipped from the Baron. This one's going to be rough. Horses at the Petrifying Gaze. Oh,
Glacial Fisher. The rest of the engage witch comes out, but it does not matter. The Serpent left to the demise because anybody else who stands there is dying too.
And that might just be the Baron here. This could be a solo kill. Big shutdown.
And 700 gold shutdown over to Cammy coming in on that.
Back up here.
It distracts him from Baron again. Cammy, I mean, Jungle Nightmare is going to bring him into the rest of the team, and that's, yeah, suboptimal. And now it's a 3v4 on the Baron.
They are missing the Aurelion Soul that is such a thorn in your side. They only really have to worry about depth right now. With the Soraka heals, Baron damage is adding up once again. Good pincer there.
Curse of the Sad Mummy finding all 4.
There's no real follow-up damage.
No ADC, no Cassiopeia. And now it's just the hunting game. Revnon will fall to death victim. Yark having to run away. And maybe, just maybe, this will finally be the Baron after like 5 minutes of trying to take it.
Maybe, yeah. It was really close there, but Revnon just, once again, not able to get into the backline there. And actually hit those low members with the shotgun knees. So all 5 members of Paradox are going to be wearing the Baron buff right now. Constellation prize, you might be able to pick up this dragon here, since it is a Cassiopeia. Shreds through it.
Yeah, but there's a different big dragon over there from Beta. Oh!
There we go, okay. But you at least delay the soul, and denying the clown soul at least means the enemy carriers aren't going to have a buttload of move speed to kite you even harder. That's just rough here for Gentle Hearts Gaming, because they have to find an angle somehow. They just haven't been able to. And this Aurelion Soul is very much online, very much outranging everyone, and you don't have anyone that can tank this champion right now.
Oh, you don't. The Baron Siege starting. Oh, the turret, the inhibitor, and they're going to slide on out of the base. Go, we got what we wanted. We're going to pivot to a different lane, and we're going to get what we want up there too. Next target, the tier 2 top turret.
And yeah, Paradox, they can just walk this one on in, more or less. Gentle Hearts, they're going to have to do one last Hail Mary here, see if they can land the fadeaway, and maybe get their Dream Engage here when everybody is bunched up. So you can see, Paradox don't really have to give them that right now. You have the range advantage, you just plop the Aurelion Soul Singularity off. Cooldown, it's pushing so much easier.
Yeah, and that paired with the Rylai's means that anybody who wants to engage is going to get slowed ridiculously hard coming through. There goes the next inhibitor turret. Should be the inhibitor to follow pretty quick. Put a silence on Jungle Knight now. We'll see what their thought process is here.
Ooh, okay. It's Kami losing like half their health there too. One Aurelion Soul button. And the push just keeps on going. Thankfully, they do have the Soraka here to kind of heal up people without having to go back to base. Damage is still obnoxiously huge, and you don't really have the best front line right now. There's going to be another inhib dropping down. You're going to have to put your foot in the sand at some point. But right now, Paradox more than happy to just take away 2 inhibitors, back with all this gold, and then just have an even more dominant next fight.
And I know we're 38 minutes in, but they're going slow and they're going steady. And that should translate into a win. Notably, go for Reno. We talked about how both sides, particularly the ADCs, overstepped at times in game 1 and got caught out. Hasn't really happened in this game.
Yeah. Let's see. Because I want to say the next fight decides this game. Does just depend on when and where it happens, though. There's a chance that maybe it doesn't decide the game. It's just hard here for Gentle Hearts.
If you're Paradox and you win a team fight, that is game. You've got 2 inhibitors down, you've got super minion waves pushing, like, yes. If you're Gentle Hearts, winning a team fight, I think just stalls it. It potentially, depending on the timing, could get you Cloud Soul, which is something, but I mean, you're 5k in the hole and waves are not in your favor. I'm not sure. I think it might take 2 team fights for Gentle Hearts to get back in this.
Yeah. And another inhibitor under siege here. And Gentle Hearts, they have to press the buttons at some point here. The Aurelion Soul comp is just going to be more than happy pushing this on in and slowly whittling again. And they have the front line to just kind of walk up, eat a lot of damage, finish off lands.
Grim Cantori, Curse of Sad Mummy finding 2. This was their button. But Beta Twins finding one and just free melting on the back line. Good fight from Paradise Heart.
Good healing.
Who is Paradise Heart? Good heavens. Doesn't matter. They find 2 for 1. They're in their base. That's a start. Doesn't translate, I don't think, into that Dragon Soul that's spawning in 50 seconds, but it's a start.
Yeah, maybe it does here. Depending on the timers, depending on how you're able to get back on the map, it's going to be hard. They're able to find through there, though. Good on them. The healing from Yard coming in very clutch there. The game has gone on long enough that the sports actually have, like, some items under their belt here. This is a 2.5 item Soraka with a lot of extra heal and shield power under your belt. And the Moonstone Renewer there. It does help you get through the very DPS heavy side, or damage profile of the enemy team. Not very burst heavy. So gonna be rough though. Dragon up in 5 seconds will be the last one of the game here before, well, so whoever gets this gets the soul guaranteed.
And gonna be started up by Paradox. Revnon trying to get the flank, but was spotted out. Kane falling low. Curse 7,
Nice
he finds 3. There's the first pick for Revnon. The falling star will hit 3 in the middle there, and now he's just burning them. But Alex on the backside, the wish coming through. Nicely picked. Yep, sure do. 1 for 2, but Paradox gets the dragon. Baron up in 10 seconds if Gentle Hearts wants to try and take that.
Thing is, you're down a jungler and the enemy team isn't, so yeah, just push this one on in. You have to be wary about the bot side here, though. The enemy ADC is pushing that one on in, and you don't have anyone responding just yet. Okay, it's gonna be the singular mid-inner turret for now. Revnon's caught, question mark. If they get tagged by the Rylai's, I think this is donezo.
I think so. Getting some good damage down, but in comes Beta Twins, the Singularity execute. The 200 gold shutdown for Beta Twins.
And that is very, very unfortunate here, because that Urgot's down for the next 50 seconds. Baron's still on the table. And all Alex has to do is respawn, walk up to this, and you should still have a good 25 seconds at minimum before the enemy top laner spawns. That's if you just don't do it right here, right now. Would be a 50-50. Jim Cantor is alive, does have smite, can't hop into the pit. Not moving towards this right now, though. You've got to know this is happening. It looks like the call is just going to be give it up, though, since, you know, you're down the person.
Well, hope red buff is worth it, or at least still feels worth it in a couple minutes when this Baron expires. Because now comes the siege. All the inhibitors have respawned. The waves are still pushing, and for Gentle Hearts, you've got the Cloud Soul. Let's see if it will be enough.
Because it will give you some nice juice here, especially having the triple Cloud Dragon against the Rylai slow. Something you appreciate. Not going to make it too much less obnoxious, but it will be nice to be less obnoxious.
Looking to continue the siege towards that top inhibitor. 5v5 Cloud Soul versus Baron. We've talked about it. Let's see if Paradox can wrap this one up in a neat little bow. Revnon on the flank starting to get melted down by Beta Twins. And
Tysa is adding up a little. Because this is a Rabadon's Kaisa.
It is. Singularity is not what that is called, but it won't find anybody. The engaged Presidium finds Jungle Nightmare. Glacial Fissure, Alex in the middle of everything. Double killed Presidium. And 2 key members falling, and now Gentle Hearts Gaming looking for more.
Just kind of poked down and then picked off in the enemy jungle. Very unfortunate, because 40 seconds now until both these 2 top members are back here for Paradox. Will that be enough for Gentle Hearts to push on in? The problem is, there's an enemy Baron buff. There is still a very much alive Aurelion Soul. Kami does find one.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a very much dead Braum, and there's the dead Aurelion Soul. Welcome to the game, Kami's Kaisa. That's the damage that Kaisa can do when they're on the back line. Death Victim standing strong, but will fall. Respawn timers at 60 seconds. The next person spawning in 13. And who needs Baron when you can push and take the base?
2-0. Surprisingly, I thought this game was done and dusted here. Paradox would have been able to bring us to the game number 3, but some key little picks there from Gentle Hearts Gaming by their base. Death timers are just long enough. They're able to make it work, carry it on home, and Kami lands one Prey Seeker there to ulti on in and dash any hopes here. Bring Gentle Hearts Gaming up to that 2-0 and continue their undefeated series streak here.
Indeed. As we look ahead, Gentle Hearts has one more game next week as they look to continue the undefeated season. Dorado Gaming, notably in the other division, the other team that's undefeated. We'll talk more about that in a second. But there's your post-game breakdown, and that tells quite the story, Go Farino.
Very seesaw here, because Gentle Hearts, they had a decent sized lead. It wasn't a breakout lead. Then all of a sudden the scaling came through. And it wasn't until those late game team fights where they're able to find some picks, able to at least keep people alive long enough with these Soraka heals, that things really came through. But it did also kind of feel like it was a little bit more a Paradox kind of goofing up here, and Gentle Hearts still not a fan of the composition. It worked out in the end, but Soraka Kaisa, just not enough dive potential, I guess.
It worked. The Kaisa did do the most damage out of anybody there, including the Aurelium Soul, which is impressive. That said, that was like almost a 50-minute game, and that was a little bit painful, Go Farino, to watch. Like, they brought it back, but they realistically probably shouldn't have been able to bring it back.
Yeah, realistically. But, hey, they were able to bring it back and give us the 2-0.
Yeah, and with that, it means that we will not see a game 3, so we're coming to the end of our wonderful stream. I don't think you have any closing thoughts. Let's go for Reno. If you do, go ahead and jump in. But if not, I'm going to send us out here kind of quick. I was Thomas. I was joined by Go for Reno. We had the one, the only, the wonderful Caddy on stream. If you've been impacted by any of the hurricanes that have been hitting, well, you're probably not watching this because you probably don't have power. But if you ever watch this as a VOD, and everybody else around the country, stay safe, stay healthy, all those other fun things from everybody here at Risen. Thank you so much for joining us for Risen Mythical League. We'll be back tomorrow night with Draft League, and then 2 more games on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, and then Team Builder starts up because it's October. So plenty more Risen action. Worlds continues tomorrow. All that to say, stay safe, have a blast, and have a lovely night, everybody.